Eat coming through with another live stream. I want y'all to understand something. What a lot of you all just survived wasn't a bad season or just a bad season. It wasn't just quote unquote bad luck. It wasn't just a series of unfortunate events that took place in your life. It was a full-blown, full-scale demonic attack. And you survived it. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason you survived. See, brothers and sisters, it's time to give yourself some credit. You are soldiers of the Almighty God. And what comes with your purpose is resistance from the world, as well as great responsibility. See, you're Neo in the Matrix. Make no mistake about it. And you're battling against Agent Smiths. And the battle has been quite intense for a lot of brothers and sisters lately because Satan is running out of time. He has but a short amount of time. And this is the reason why it seems like people around you are starting to move different. People are acting janky and shady. People are being sneaky, trying to set you up, line you up. People are even being outright with their hatred and animosity that they have towards you. But nonetheless, you brothers and sisters survived it. They tried to close doors of opportunity. They degraded you. That it was just people hating with an issue with you. No, those people were simply hosts. They were hosts. And those people was being used to try to railroad your purpose. You were being demonically attacked, brothers and sisters. And listen, they were relentless. Now, I want y'all to think about this. How many of y'all can relate to this? Let me know by show of ones in the chat. Every time you're about to get a breakthrough moment, some clarity, some peace of mind, you're excelling in your respective field, you are feeling good about life, you are elevating. Every time this happens, like clockwork, all of a sudden, an enemy comes. The enemy can use, someone close to you. Typically, that's how it happens. The adversary would use someone close to you to do what? Cause a distraction, try to hinder the process. Now, why is that? Because hell's, I don't want to call it a kingdom, the kingdom of darkness is petrified of you, brothers and sisters. The kingdom of darkness is absolutely petrified of God's people. Because every day we're living, we're breathing, we are a reminder of their pending doom. Oh, this is deeper than flesh and blood. We battle not against flesh and blood. We battle against spiritual dynamics, principalities in high places, the forces of darkness. These things operate as legions, networks. And some of you all are probably wondering, why does it seem like uh, that these entities be all on one accord? It's almost like they're choreographed, because those legions, those principalities are legions. They are a network. They work together simultaneously. They're under one mind frame. So some of y'all may notice this when you start to elevate, it seemed like everybody be on the same page with going against you. Everybody be on the same page. And you will see those familiar spirits on certain people, where you'll have one person do something to you in your past as a war tactic. Then you will meet somebody else and they'll do the exact same thing that the other person did. Now, what is that? That spirit didn't go anywhere. It just jumped from one person to the next. And it happens when you don't learn from the lesson. It happens when you do not learn and protect yourself and set those healthy boundaries. It happens when you don't finally shut those doors with certain people and certain entities, and allowing those things to re-enter will allow another vessel to be used to do the exact same thing. This is spiritual warfare, y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all let me know in the chat I'm not going too deep and y'all get it. Talk to me. By show of ones, you getting where I'm coming from. It's similar to the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington. How those spirits was hopping from one person to the next person. That's how it works. You brothers and sisters didn't just survive, you know, some unfortunate time in your life. No, it's deeper than that. It was a full-blown attack, a full-scale attack to try to pretty much stop you. And those demons wanted to take you out. You brothers and sisters would be surprised how many enemies you really have in the invisible, in the spiritual realm, as we call it. You have no idea how often these witches, warlocks, demons are actually plotting on taking your life. You have no idea how many of these entities pretty much hack people and put them on assignment. And then you will have people out here salivating your downfall. Absolutely salivating it. Anticipating it. Cursing you. Let me see here. Somebody says they worship God with their lips, but their hearts are far from him. Don't even know the Most High for real. That's right. It'll be people who are people who can appear one way, but they a whole nother way. They're very elusive. Very elusive. Listen, this is why I tell y'all all the time to make sure that you're right within. Because if you're not, you're not going to win. See, when you open certain doors, you render yourself to these particular beings. And these beings, when you allow them in, they're like vampires, like literally like vampires. If you see the movie Sinners and you let them in your home, you let them in your atmosphere, you let them around you, it is just like the movie Sinners. Now they can corrupt you. It's really that serious. The spiritual warfare is that serious. And we are living in some very tumultuous times that you got to be on point. I'm telling you right now, you didn't just get over what you got over by mistake, brothers and sisters. You was built for such a time. The Most High had grace and mercy in your life, and you were built to overcome these obstacles. You didn't survive for some luck. No, you survived because the Most High was consecrating you. The Most High was refining you. The Most High was renewing your mind. Brothers and sisters, the things you went through are supposed to make you wiser. It was training. It was preparation. Some of the things that you had to go through fighting against these demons, fighting against these different entities, what it did was it prepared you to judge them. That's right. It prepared you to judge them. Oh, yeah, you're going to be judging them. Oh, yeah. Then don't you know what the Bible says, that the righteous will judge all things? The Bible also says that the righteous will judge all things. So what more things pertaining to this life shall we judge? That's right. We're going to judge fallen angels. We're going to judge those principalities. We're going to judge demons too. We're going to judge them. Now, in order to judge them, we would have to have some adversity against them. We would have to see what they've done. Some of you all have went head to head and toe to toe with these entities. And it could be people in your own household. It could be your own family, your own friends. Some of y'all went toe to toe and went blow for blow with demons, and you survived. You came out the other end alive. You was literally in a boxing ring with the devil and his minions, and you came out the other side alive. You survived the full-scale attack. Now, people of the world, they don't quite see it that way. They think everything is carnal. When I tell y'all like this, you got to take yourself out of the equation. A lot of these entities, they're going against you because they know that you are one of the Most Highs. And that's their ultimate enemy. They feel like if they can take God's chosen people out by process of elimination, they can continue to rule the world. They can continue to stay in power. They can continue to dominate. So they look at it like the demons that inhabit people, they look at it like, well, if I can hinder this person, suppress this person, harm this person, or even completely terminate this person, then I can stay in power. I can keep ruling thumb. I can keep control. It's all about control. See, brothers and sisters, if you are under the tutelage of these demonic people, then they don't have no need to destroy you. They'll destroy you slowly if you're under their control and tutelage. But seeing as how the Most High loved you and he removed certain people from your life, people who would have otherwise taken you out of the game, people who otherwise didn't have your best interests at heart. Some of y'all, the Most High removed people out of your life forcibly, even when you didn't want to let go of certain friends, certain family members, certain relationships. Even when you didn't want to let go, the Most High intervened because he knew what the outcome would be. He knew what the outcome would be if he didn't step in. And you got to be grateful for that. You got to learn from that. How many of y'all have seen situations like that where you may have been connected with someone and the Most High removed that person disappeared, or it never worked out, or whatever the case is, and then a couple years later, couple months, couple weeks later, you find out why the Most High protected you in that situation, why he removed you from that person, or that person was removed from you. Why? Because he was protecting you. He knew what the outcome would be. So you got to understand, you didn't just go through, a lot of y'all didn't just go through some misfortune. You know, we be thinking everything is just relative. And look, you got to think of this a whole lot different. You are in the matrix. You are in another dimension. Listen, alternative universe. When Eve bit of the fruit and sin was brought into the world, this world as we know it right now is not the real world. This is a matrix that we live in. And honestly, brothers and sisters, those who can see are player one. We are player one in this game. Everybody else is just Agent Smith's side characters. We are in a simulation, and these characters, these agents, these perpetrators, these these entities, whatever you want to call them, they're simply being used. That's it. And I know this might go over some people's head, welcome to the Truth Intelligence community. If you're new to the platform, some of my day ones who've been around, you know, they already noticed the type of things we chop it up about. Yeah, there's a lot of NPCs out there that can only play their part. They're non-playable characters. We are in the Matrix. How many times have y'all seen things in this Matrix that seem like a glitch? How many times during your persecution, during your struggle, during the suffering you were going through, how many of y'all have seen supernatural deliverance, things that didn't even make sense? The Most High saved you from a situation that should have took you out, but he gave you an extra life. And you like, there's no way I should have an extra life. Because the Most High has the ultimate cheat code. He has the cheat code. I've seen it in my life personally. If you can relate to what I just said, put a 1 in the chat. Where you can go through something so bizarre would be the word. Well, I would say the deliverance can seem bizarre, but you will go through something so intense. And the Most High will do something that is utterly remarkable. You get delivered from a situation and you almost can't believe it. You almost can't believe you survived. I'm telling you, you didn't just make it by chance. The Almighty God was directing your steps. The Bible says the steps of the righteous are ordered. The steps of the righteous are ordered. Yeah, he does things miraculously. And he'll make sure that your comeback is something serious. And all of those people who bashed you, condemned you, shamed you, degraded you, hated you, plotted on you, all those people have to see you bounce back and be replenished, be fulfilled. They have to see you get back everything the enemy stole from you. They have to see you become blessed. And they're going to hate it. It's going to eat them up. Why? Because they failed the assignment. They was getting great pleasure in thinking that they can tear down a man or a woman of the Almighty. Those demons was in their heads. Those demons had them on a dummy mission. Those demons put them on a crash out mission for real. They didn't know that they was messing with one of the Most High's people. Because they were blinded by their own jealousy, their own rage. But something happened. Something happened to those people. In the midst of their wickedness, they got confounded. They got confounded to the point where they started to self-destruct, because that's how it happens. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about, where these demonically possessed people get so obsessed with your destruction, it ends up in their destruction. Why? The Most High confounded them. He blinded them. He allowed it. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, how a lot of times when things happen to you brothers and sisters, y'all will be looking for closure because you want somebody else to understand what they've done wrong to you, but you can't search for closure. You can't search for closure because that person ultimately does not care about how they affected you. They don't. But what you need to understand is it's deeper than that, because the Most High confounded him himself. He gave them over to a reprobated mind. He placed them under a strong delusion. They're not at war with you, brothers and sisters. They're at war with themselves, and they're at war with God. They're at war with the Almighty. They're at war with the Most High himself, and that's a war they're going to lose. Because when you are in a war, and when you're in any type of conflict, when you're in any type of battle, you have to put into consideration what the Most High, what you got to put into consideration, what does the Most High think about it? Those people don't care. They care about their own selfish desires. They don't care about what the Most High thinks. And the Most High is not playing, because he'll judge the situation appropriately. Nothing happens to us or happens to others for no reason. Listen, the Bible says time and chance happens to every man. That's why we're supposed to learn from everything, even when it's ourselves in a bad situation or a something that we must learn from. Let's just word it that way. But I'm telling you right now, y'all survived because you are chosen by the Almighty. He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. The book of Jeremiah says he knew who you were. See, just like them devils, demons, witches, warlocks, gang stalkers, perpetrators, just like they on assignment, just like these monitoring spirits are on assignment. Oh, brothers and sisters, you on assignment too. You're on assignment too. And that's to serve the living God. Honor his laws, statutes, and commandments is the duty of man. We are here to serve our Creator. That is our purpose. And however that looks for you personally, some of y'all have to serve him through ministry. Some of y'all have to serve him through music. Some of you all serve him through how you treat other people. Kind acts. Some of y'all have to serve him through your charity. But your purpose is to serve him. Yep, that's the whole duty of man. Because I could tell you right now, if you can just peer into, or peer would not be the word. If you could just see, if you could just visualize, let's use visualize. If you could just visualize what is actually happening in the spiritual realm, or what has happened in the spiritual realm against you, y'all would be absolutely astonished. Your minds would be blown if you can see the matrix with the naked eye. Your minds would be blown. I'm talking about so much so to the point where once you've been through certain things in life, once you've seen certain things, and I'm going to see if y'all can relate to this. How many of you all are beginning to see not just a person, but you can see the aurora around a person? You can see the energy that a person carries. You don't see the physical anymore. You can begin to see the essence that they carry. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about by show of ones? Because it's that real. Once you've been exposed to so much persecution coming from these devils, once you've been a victim of demonic oppression and have broke the cycle, you don't see people the same way anymore. I see a lot of ones, so y'all know what I'm talking about. You just don't see people the same way no more. You can look at somebody regardless of their physical appearance. Regardless of that, you can look past that and you can see things that are attached to them. And I know that Christ got to that level because Christ seen them straight up. When you read them scriptures, he talked directly to them. He was able to just spot them. As soon as they showed up, he was able to clock it and get them up out of there. Christ knew when he wasn't speaking to just a person. He knew when it was an entity involved. And once you can see it, you will really stand clear of people who carry those familiar spirits. You will stand clear of that. Because you know the identifying characteristics. I'm telling you right now, they have no idea what y'all survived. I'm talking about people out there in the world. They have no idea what y'all done been through. Some of y'all have suffered in silence. Some of you all have really been under that type of oppression, and the Most High delivered you. Some of you all have been attacked from all angles. I speak to a great deal of people. There's people from all walks of life who view this platform. I know people who grew up in covens. I'm talking about, I just had a full-blown conversation with a young lady who was born and raised in a real coven out there in Seattle, Washington, talking about, her whole family is a known coven, and she has narrowly escaped with her life, narrowly escaped. I talked to a brother not too long ago who came through a family of Masons and Eastern Stars. And I'm not talking about just Masons who just join Masonry and don't know what it's about, who just doing charity and things like that. I'm talking about full-blown 33rd degree Masons who actually reverence Lucifer as God. I'm talking about those type of Masons. And they had to endure, survive, escape, endured a lot of spiritual impositions, endured demonic attacks. I'm talking about real demonic attacks that they describe to a T. And that's tough. You born in a bloodline of people, and you're supposed to break that generational curse. It's not easy. There's a lot of generational curse breakers that watch Nubreed Global Truth. And if you one of them, put a 1 in the chat. If you are a generational curse breaker, and you know what I'm talking about, and it ain't easy. It ain't easy. Some things that we battle with in life or have battled with in life was passed down through the blood, passed down through generations. But nonetheless, y'all were able to cut those ties. It wasn't by chance that a lot of y'all are walking away or have walked away. You was born for this. You are warriors. You are survivors. The Most High blessed you with authority in the spiritual realm. Christ said in those words, he give us power to tread over serpents, scorpions, any foul spirit. We have the power to tread over them. We are warriors of the Most High Yah. We are survivors. We are soldiers. We are spiritual gladiators. And we are righteous. And what does it mean to be righteous? It just means that you do the right thing. It makes you righteous when you do the right thing. Doesn't mean you're perfect. You might slip up and not do the right thing one day. However, you repent and you get back on the right track. And you keep doing the right thing. Don't beat yourself up, brothers and sisters. Because in this spiritual war, you don't have time to beat yourself up when you fall short. You just got to get on the right track, lock in, and stop messing up. And stay on the right track. As long as you given another day. Because Satan wants you to count yourself out. He wants you to be down on yourself. He wants to keep you on a low frequency. Satan want to keep you in doubt, in shame. No, 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 no. Cast down all imaginations of that. I don't even know who this word is for, but don't let the enemy, don't let the adversary play on your minds, brothers and sisters. Right now, it's a battle for the minds. Cast down all of those negative thoughts and frequencies that they push through the airwaves. Reject them, rebuke them, and keep on surviving, keep on maintaining. And let all of these devils, demons, and witches and warlocks who try to stop you, let them all see you rise up from obscurity. Let them see you become blameless. Let them see you become renewed. And you just keep on stomping like the big dogs, man. Keep stomping. Just keep on marching forward. Because I tell you this right now, it ain't no time to give up now. And it ain't no time to throw in the towel. And I'm going to tell you this too. If y'all are under this demonic oppression and you going through it with people, you got to understand there's a time for war too. The book of Ecclesiastes tell you it's a time for everything under the sun. Yes, we fight a spiritual war. We battle not against flesh and blood, but sometimes you have to fight physically too. Meaning you have to do what it takes to defend yourself. Because I can tell you this right now. If you're in a circumstance where it's either you or somebody else, you need to go home that night. If one of these devils get fixated with your destruction and something latch onto them and they can't even control themselves, oh, you got to do what you have to do. And I don't care how that looks. You got to be bold. And see, you know, a lot of the churches don't break it down that way, but it's true. We're not supposed to just get our heads dashed across the stone. Look, you let somebody just keep on doing something to you that is a violation. You keep letting somebody get over on you. You keep letting somebody, you know, just all out disrespect you. And you don't nip it in the bud. Then listen, they're going to continue until there's nothing left of you. Some of y'all might be going through some things. I'm going to give y'all an example. Some of y'all might go through something at the workplace. And you at the workplace and people are, you know, not treating you fairly. Or they're bullying you. They're doing something to you. Well, you got to take the proper steps to make sure that you're protected at the workplace, right or wrong. So it's not always turning the other cheek and say, well, let me let the Most High deal with it. So you have to have discernment. And you have to use your own volition or your own discrepancy, rather. Or not discrepancy, but your own judgment on what things you fight and what things you don't. But you don't just take things laying down all the time, is what I'm trying to say. Let me see. Mind Body Storm, thank you, says righteous equals being in right standings with the law. That's right. That's right. We can add that to the definition as well. Let me see here. Somebody says we need to fight against those spirits, not the person, but the spirits. And yes, discernment is needed. Right, right. Absolutely. Yeah, you and the way you fight spiritually is you pray. Yeah, you got to pick your battles, but you have to pray, and then you have to a lot of times just let the Most High move on a lot of different situations. But sometimes when I say things, people may take it wrong. Example, if somebody is doing something that, like, let's say for instance, you're a content creator and somebody is blatantly lying on you, or somebody is breaking a law or copywriting your material, taking your material and just, you see what I'm saying, and using your material and taking you out business wise, then of course you would have to sue that person. That's common sense. You understand what I'm saying? If a person steals something at yours, you make an instrumental, they steal the instrumental, they get paid for it, they blow up, they get millions of dollars. but they took your instrumental. Yes, you're going to sue that person and get what you deserved, what what you earned. So it's common sense involved. It's common sense involved. But yeah, a lot of times you don't have to. Some things ain't worth fighting. Some things, man, listen, it's a power in ignoring people, man. When you know they're just not right and nothing you say, they don't care what you have to say anyway. How many of y'all been in situations like that where you trying to reason with somebody who don't care about what you got going on anyway? No, that's a bad place to be. That's putting yourself in a lower level. They're not meant to understand you. And some of them understand you just fine. However, they're going to be evil on purpose because they just don't rock with you. They don't like you. It is what it is. Yeah. Let me see. Somebody said, that's exactly right. Your instrument came from my page and I posted it. Then I would speak up on it and did. Your instrumental came from my page. Yeah, exactly. If your instrumental came from my page and I posted it, and then I'm gonna speak up. Yeah, it's common sense. It's like, sometimes people get religious with stuff. No. You have to have logic. You live in, unfortunately, we're in this matrix. Well, I'm not gonna say unfortunately. I mean, it's fortunate for us because this is just a testing grounds for us that we're going to overcome. But if you're in the matrix, you have to go by the rules of the matrix in some regards. You have to go by the rules of the matrix that's set up. But nonetheless, a lot of y'all have to understand you survived an entire full-scale attack from the bottomless pit. I mean, you survived an attack that came directly from the belly of hell, some of the lowest regions of hell. And some of y'all can't even explain how you survived it. I just want you to know it wasn't by chance. It was by design. Real 80 says, we have no might in our hands. Y'all have given it to our oppressors. Follow the rules of the game to win. Exactly. That's the truth. Until our nation repents, come to the Almighty Yah, and let him, renew us, we are under subjection and rulership of the matrix, and we have to play by the rules of the matrix. You have to play by the rules of the matrix. You cannot color outside of the lines. Just like I want you to look at it like this. First of all, we're being ruled by our oppressors, and it was because of our own shortcomings. We can't bypass that and go over the Most High's judgment of our people. We can't go over the judgment of our people and try to make our own rules. That doesn't make sense. We can't make our own rules up. We literally have to. That is part of our judgment. We have to do what we have to do. I mean, even when you're playing a video game, because this is a simulation, even when you're playing a video game, there's rules in the game. There's rules in the game. You're in the video game, See, there's levels to it. Somebody says life learned lessons. Absolutely. Somebody says that's Tania. She said those who follow Christ's teachings are oppressed. I think you might have mistaken what you're saying. I don't know exactly what you might want to reword that. Says the grid matrix has rules. It really does. And some of y'all got to understand you wasn't battling with people. Like, take yourself out of it. It's not personal. You got to understand it's not personal. You was battling against networks and systems, legions, demonic impositions, entities, forces of darkness. That's what you were going against. It wasn't just people. And once you realize that, you won't have any hatred towards anybody. That will set you free in itself when it comes to the forgiveness process. Because you'll realize, if you look back on your lives, brothers and sisters, a lot of y'all, if you look back on things and really consider um, the things that happened to you in your life, you'll realize that you must be special, because it always happens to you. And if you take the person out of it or the people out of it, somebody else could have been used to do the same thing. So it becomes an issue where it's not personal. You know, you're in a spiritual war. You know, sometimes people are weak spiritually, and they don't even know they're being used. And so once you come to that understanding, it's not personal. You don't really carry malice and hate towards people, because you know, look, they wasn't in right standings. They were being used. And you're able to forgive. I'm not saying you want to be around anybody who is not repenting, anybody who just haven't realized the error of their ways. You know, some of y'all are guilty of that, letting family and friends and relationships come back together where people ain't even do what they needed to do to make things right. That's the thing. Things have to be made right. You know, it's just, I'm sorry doesn't work. Things have to be made right. You know, I've had people do things that they shouldn't have done. You know, say things they shouldn't have said online, and then they apologized. And then they say, well, look, I apologize. Let's work together. You know, that situation happened the other day. You had some people who spoke real bad about UP Farms, turned around, and now they are about community development and building. And, I addressed that person, or confronted that person reasonably, not confronting them negatively, but this person said, I apologize, let's work together. Well, that's not enough. That's not enough, because in the situation, things will have to be made right. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not that it's not no forgiveness. It's that in order for things to be made, in order for forgiveness to properly happen, you have to make things right. Right? Y'all get what I'm saying? And that goes with anything in life. I don't care if it's somebody who is in your family, somebody close. No, I'm not just going to accept an apology if you're not going to tell me what you done wrong and how can you make the situation correct, because there's damage that was done. How are you going to rectify or clean up the dirt that you dropped? You understand? And it's not about somebody having to beg you or nothing like that. No, just make it right. And each man and woman know how to make things right with people. You know how to make things right. If you do something wrong to that person, what would be the right thing to do in the situation? That's how you make things right. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm telling y'all. But we are in a different time, because I want to make this very clear. Not only did y'all survive what you've been through in your life to this point, now you're coming into a new season in your lives. And if you battling right now, you may be in the trenches right now. So if you in the trenches, man, keep the hope alive and keep moving forward. But let me say this. It's not, you didn't just survive to go backwards. You didn't just survive to waste the opportunities that the Most High granted you. You survived to thrive and level up. I mean, I'm talking about you survived to do great things. Let me see. Let me see here. Says, thank you for this word. Nubreed is very much needed. Oh, you're very much welcome. Yeah, you just got to continue fighting the good fight and don't give up. Even if you're in the midst of adversity, pray for those people. Pray for them. Pray for them because, you know, some of you all may be of deeper understanding than certain people out there. And, what is one of the last things Christ said? Christ says, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Man, that resonates with me so much. I always revert back to that because that's tough, man. That when you can say forgive them, Father, because for they know what not they do, you know that there's a lot of ignorance on people, man. You know that, and then also we can say this too, just because someone was used by a demon or demons, it could be a group of people. Just because they were used doesn't mean that they can never be delivered. It doesn't mean that they can never, come to the knowledge of truth. It doesn't mean that they can't be baptized in the spirit and actually be renewed and cleansed and purged of impurities. It doesn't mean that. So you got to be careful, not to just not to just carry unforgiveness. It's very much unfruitful when it comes to our development. So you got to look at it for what it is and for what it's worth. Um, Forgive them, for they know not what they do. It's not personal, brothers and sisters. With your mother, father, sister, brother, uh, girlfriend, boyfriend, what they've done, I know it may have been hard in your life. It may have caused you a lot of pain. It may have offended you. It may have uh, put you in a level of distress, and it may have put you in a bad place. And you may not want to be around those individuals, and that's fine. But you gotta be, you gotta take the high ground, the moral high ground, and do what's right. Do what's right for you and protect your peace at all costs. And then you also, brothers and sisters, you gotta look out for you because in these days, a lot of the times, nobody else will. Nobody else will. You only get a few people in your life in 2026 and moving forward. You only get a few people who really down for you like they should be. You only get a remnant. It's truly a remnant of people who would truly hold you down and be in your corner when you face with adversity. That's why you gotta appreciate those people. You know, tell those people how much you appreciate them. Let them people know that you're grateful because that's not easy to come by. And this is coming from speaking from somebody who has access to a lot of people, being on social media and even having access to a lot of people. I know there's only a select few that's really going to support you and hold you down in your times of need. And I want to shout out everybody who held me down in a time of need. Nothing negative, but it was just a transition period. And I'm still working on some things, for the record, still working on some things behind the scenes and building some things. And I want to shout out the people who supported me via Cashapp, which my Cashapp is Nubreed Global Truth. I'm simply preparing some things for the change of the season because there's going to be a lot of great works that we have planned when the season changes. And so if you are interested in seeing those things actually develop and follow me on that journey, feel free to support me. Cashapp, Nubreed Global Truth. But anyway, as I was saying, a lot of the times what y'all survived, you wasn't meant to survive it because it was an ambush. Hold that for a minute. It was a demonic ambush. It wasn't just spiritual war. It wasn't just demonic attacks. But how many of y'all have been ambushed, caught off guard by some of the attacks that you've endured? By a show of ones, you know what I'm talking about. Because it's almost like a lot of the times these attacks happen all of a sudden. All of a sudden, something happened. You can be having a good week, everything can be good, and then all of a sudden something happens where it's like, it's an attack from the adversary. And see, that's how the adversary like to attack because they want, listen, The adversary wants to use these demons to keep you on edge, keep you in anxiety. It's an intimidation tactic. Have you intimidated where you can't think straight. And some of y'all have been hit with a barrage of blows, and they random blows. And you trying to figure out where's all this coming from? How all of this happened out of nowhere? A spiritual ambush is what it is. And it'll come in rapid succession. Man, I can't stand when that happens, right? None of us can. But you know what it's designed to do? Take us out of our comfort zone, make us cleave closer to the Most High. That's what it's designed to do. To really lock in when it's time to log in. Do a factory reset on your on the people that's in your circle. Some of y'all gonna have to hit Control Alt Delete for in your phone. Yeah, you have to Control Alt and delete them. A full-blown factory reset and start from scratch. Some of you all just have to start over. And what it's designed to do is get you to transform. You didn't survive for no reason. You survived because the Most High wants to bring you to one place to the next. Now it's time for you to transform. Some of y'all been through some things in your life and it stopped all your motion. Because I could tell you, them devils, they want to see you broke, disgusted, and hurt. They don't want you to be able to move around. They don't want you to be able to survive. They don't want you to be able to maintain. They want to see everything repossessed. I'm telling you. They just want you completely railroaded with no type of motion. How many of y'all notice y'all bring certain people around, now all of a sudden your motion stops? Your motion will stop. You used to be able to get certain opportunities, go to certain places, do certain things. And I'm talking about things that will benefit your life. But you're not even able to function. You so distracted, tore down, beat down, you're not even able to focus on what you got to do. Man, I'm telling you, that's a demonic attack. That's a demonic attack. That's a full-scale, full-blown attack. Where that adversary says, no, I don't need you to be able to level up. I want to stop what you have going on. So bad, listen, but look, once you break free of that type of oppression, you got to put your best foot forward and do all the things the Most High will have you do. A lot of y'all have a great purpose in life, and you've been oppressed by people that you trusted to have your best interests at heart. You've been oppressed by people that's supposed to love you and want to see you win. And here's a news flash. And this might sound a little bit negative, but I'm not trying to be cynical. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Look, I'm going to say it like this. Here's the actual factual. A lot of people don't want to see you win. They want to see you lose. And more often than not, it'll be people close to you. So if you got people who are close to you, who are legit, value them. Because some of the people that get close to you, they don't want to see you win. They want to see you suffer. They want to see you lose. They just wanted front row seats. That's all. They just wanted front row seats. They just want to see rain falling on your crown. They just want to see you fall apart. I tell people all the time, listen, keep on watching. Matter of fact, put it on closed captioning. Because if you're waiting to see me suffer, if you're waiting to see me fall, if you're waiting to see, my life fall apart, it's not going to happen. So people who, come to the platform to try to see that, no, I know what the Most High promised my life. As long as I'm obedient and I walk it out, that's the attitude you gotta have. If you waiting for me to fall off, you're gonna be waiting a long time. You're gonna be waiting a long time. See, the devil come to steal, kill, and destroy. The devil already tried to steal, kill, and destroy us. He failed. Guess what? He failed. He failed many times. You think the Most High brung us this far to die now, to fail now? No. Most High could have destroyed us a long time ago. We could have died in our sins. You think y'all hear what I'm saying? You think listen, brothers and sisters, the Most High did not bring you this far in life so he could just abandon you, abandon ship. No. See, that's what these devils think. The devil come to lie, steal, and kill. Christ came so you would have a life and have it more abundantly. So what's really fitting to happen with God's people, we fitting to live our life and we're going to be abundant. That's what's really going to happen. And the demonic attacks that came from the adversary, they're going to be non and void. That's what's really going on. And for a lot of them people, brothers and sisters, they going to be sick to their stomachs because them demons then lied to them. Yeah, them demons then told them some lies. Them demons then whispered in their ears that you was an easy lick and a soft kill. Oh, they were sadly mistaken. And now they got to deal with the torment for failing the mission. Man, get them likes up, brothers and sisters. Get them likes up. Because that's what happens. They can't sleep at night because they failed the mission. But peep this, they can sleep real good at night when they got you in distress and hurt and in pain and when you down. They sleep real good at night when they can see you suffer. But they don't get no sleep when they know that you're rising. Because look, there's no rest for the wicked. They gotta destroy you at all costs. This is how they feel. This is how them demonic possessed people feel. Because one thing about it, when we have fallen outs with people, we don't wish them no malice. We're gonna pray for them. We're gonna walk upright and we're gonna move how we supposed to move. But a person who's wicked, they'll reveal themselves. Anytime you have a friend, relationship, colleague, associate, whatever the case is, and things are severed, you're gonna see who on demon time or not. You're gonna see exactly who's on demon time. You're going to see exactly who tries to extract vengeance in their own hands and tries to do things that are outside of the Most High. You'll see exactly who's who. Most High's people, that's why I'm telling you, when I be seeing stuff happening, I be looking at the person who quiet and not saying nothing. When I see situations take place online, social media, or elsewhere, when I see little things happening in the community, even growing up, people get into it in the community, and I see one cat running around, running their mouth, and the other guy, he quiet. He ain't saying nothing. He not defending the narratives. He ain't saying nothing. I'm more prone to believe that, you know what? I see who's problematic. I see who's the problem. Yeah, you got to observe things because you got people out there who want to be very vocal about a narrative. People who don't have nothing to hide and not people who are moving right. People who are moving right, they're not going to say nothing. It's nothing to defend. They're not going to try to defend your narratives. They're not going to try to stop what you got going on. They ain't going to say nothing. And that's how you got to be. Like, look, I have nothing to say. Let the Most High deal with the situation accordingly. But you brothers and sisters survived it, man. Y'all survived it, and now what you're gonna do with your newfound survival skill. But anyway, brothers and sisters, always an honor and a blessing to build with y'all. We are 944 strong in the building. If we could just get the likes matching the views, it would be highly appreciated, and that would be great. Let's try to make sure we get 1,000 likes on the video soon as it is uploaded. That would be great. We can have 1,000 likes on this video soon as it's uploaded. And if you can, do me a solid, y'all, and start sharing the content. Let's see what the algorithm does when we got 500-600 people hitting the share button. I'm trying to test this algorithm to see what it will do. If it will bring more visibility to the platform if we get the sharing. All right. And also, y'all make sure y'all tap in. I want y'all to go support HebrewCare.com. Get your natural soaps, your teas. Just go support HebrewCare.com. Right now, my website is down. I'm gonna go ahead and get my website back up. I was having some technical issues on the back end. But NubreedGlobalTruth.com will be up momentarily. A day or so, we will be back in full swing, and when it is back in full swing, y'all will see the clothing and everything in the description or underneath upload videos. All right. So some of y'all have been trying to purchase merch, and the site been down for a little bit, but we gonna get it back up. All right. I just been out of town dealing with some things, but nonetheless. Yep, nonetheless, y'all be blessed out there, man. I got more material coming. Y'all stay safe out there. With that being said, shalom, peace.